In this episode, I want to talk about the basics of handling serious emergencies and evacuations. These are going to be the very basics. If you want more information, I would highly recommend taking the Wilderness First Responder course or other similar classes that give you very comprehensive information. This is sort of the basics. And first of all, if you have some sort of a critical accident, something where somebody's nearly going to die, you want to get them out of there as quickly as you can. And the best way to do that is with one of these little inReaches to press the SOS button. This is going to get you the quickest medical care possible. And so having one of these with you could save lives. And a critical accident is a lot of different things. It could be like severe bleeding you can't stop. It could be a stroke. It could be a heart attack. It could be an accident that happened on a trip, or it's just something that just happened because of timing. But these things do happen in the wilderness, and the quickest way to get medical care is one of these. These aren't that expensive for the value they provide. Also, the new iPhones have an SOS feature, and so having one of the new iPhones is a great way to have emergency communication with you. The tricky thing is when you're not totally sure it's life or death, when you're like, this seems really bad, is it worth calling in a helicopter or serious resources to get you out? And this is where information really helps you. This is where that warfare training, if you're a wilderness first responder, you've learned a lot of that stuff to make decisions, or even higher levels of medical training, or just having a book like this. This is the Knowles Wilderness Medicine Guide. It has in here lists of what signs and symptoms require a very quick evac or a little bit slower evac. So having information with you at a minimum is great, and having training is, of course, really helpful. There's also evacs that are just a little slower, like something serious is going on, but you don't need that helicopter to come in. You don't need that really quick evac. Somebody's going to live, they're just in a lot of pain, or they're immobile, and they're fine, but you need to slowly get them out of there. Again, this book will help you know what those things are, or training will help. But when in doubt, if you don't have the training, I would suggest pressing the SOS button. If you have somebody in a lot of pain or a serious injury, you don't know what to do, you can press the SOS button. Or if you're in a common river like the Rogue or the Middle Fork of the Salmon or something where a lot of people are, you can flag down another group, a commercial company, and say, hey, can we get some expertise? We have a serious injury here. Or can we, if you don't have one of these devices, we need to communicate out that we have a problem. Here's the device. Finally, there's another set of circumstances where you can boat them out, but you need to get them to the hospital. Like they have something going on that's pretty serious, maybe a really bad sprain or something where they need to get to the hospital. Again, having communication is helpful because you can have somebody there at takeout ready to meet you and take them on to the next standard of care. So just to recap, in dealing with like serious emergencies through like semi-serious emergencies, having external communication is just key. It's crucial. Not only for like getting the evac to happen quickly or even medium paced, but also texting out to help get more information from a friend. Maybe you have a doctor in the outside, you can text for information. And then having personal training and information is really big. So I'd highly recommend taking first aid classes, wilderness first aid classes specifically, and maybe carrying this book with you. I'll put a link to this book down in the notes if you want to click on that. We get a commission, so we always appreciate that. But this is something I carry with me almost all the time myself, even if I'm trained, because I sometimes forget my training. But if you want to have this book, I'll put a link down there. And if you have anything to add, if you have ideas on how to be safer or handle evacuations better, or just have questions, put them in the comments below. And that's it for this episode. See you next time.